Well, it sure did, but that's why you play those guys so much in spring training because, early in the year like this, usually those are the guys who are going to win the games for you. And, we're not too far removed from spring training where they're still kind of sharp. And that was a big hit by Jeremy Lin, by by Adam Lin. I keep calling him Jeremy, thinking basketball. But it was, that was big for us, especially the way we had left those runners out there, and even at the end of the game. So we still got to get better at picking those runners up. And Strauss, he gave us more than, we really wanted. Not wanted, but more than we had hoped for, especially in that first outing. And he still had some more left, but we had to hit for him, in that inning. And his pitch count was relatively low. He was sharp. That's a very good lineup that he's facing over there. And then our bullpen, Sammy Solis, came in, did a great job in the eighth. And then Blake was great in the ninth. And so just tell these guys if you can win seventh, eighth, and ninth if necessary, you got a good chance to, to win most games. And it was looking bad for a bit there because Volquez had us chasing a lot of balls in the dirt, and he was effectively wild today. But he played good defense, and the guys played a good ball game, and I think the fans, went home very, very happy.
Blake didn't have an easy ninth inning there facing Stanton right out of the gate.
No, he didn't. Not only Stanton, but then you got to face Bohr and Azuna, and hopefully you didn't get the Dietrich because those guys are especially tough. Bohr and Dietrich are especially tough against right-handers, and so nope. It's the job of closer. You can't pick who you're going to face, and usually in that ninth inning you're facing the heart of the lineup, which he did.
The 3-2 slider that he throws before, is that
yes.
a sign of the confidence that he has and how he has progressed to be able to have the confidence to throw that pitch?
Yeah, but not only that, like I had told Weed, I said this is his first save opportunity like this, and I told Weed to work him, and that's his job. He's been in this situation many, many times with young closers, and so you got to get him, both credit for calling that pitch. Blake credit for having the guts to throw it, and Weeders to have the confidence to call it.
Blake has only had 2 saves in the minors and 1 in the majors, so he's never been a closer any time. Is it possible that his stuff or personality suits closing? Nobody ever says what he likes it.
Well, we asked him that last day. We made up our minds, and he says he would love the opportunity to close. He certainly has the stuff to, and I asked him how come he never, stressed that or even mentioned it to us, and he said that it wasn't his place to do it. You know what I mean? And he's a, awfully nice guy with very good stuff on the mound, and very respectful. There are a lot of guys that would have been politicking for that, but he was. He said he had wanted it, but only after we had asked him.
Dusty, what was Steven doing out there that was so effective for him? And when he came back to the dugout, did you have any discussions with him about how good he felt and how much control and command he seemed to have?
You mean at the end of the game when we took him out? No, that was a decision that we had made.
Right.
And the score of the ball game, and had he had a lead, it might have been different. But the score of the ball game and the inning, dictates that. And I'm just glad our offense came through for him to get the victory. And no, I didn't ask him anything. If a guy's rolling, you just let him keep rolling. And when it's going poorly, you kind of ask him what's wrong. But when the guy's doing well, you just let him ride.
What did you think of the way Turner and Eaton functioned 1-2?
Yeah, well, they function well, and that's something that that's why in spring training I experimented with so many different lineups. you know, to try to have guys be in that situation so it's not foreign to them once we start. And it helps that they didn't have a lefty over there, which is the reason why he was there, you know, the three lefties in the first place, which I'm not crazy about. And, you know, we'll probably do something different if they come up with a lefty before Wednesday or if we're playing a team that has a lot of lefties. And so, you know, he came in and we discussed it, you know, before the game.
You had mentioned that Eaton didn't draw a walk all spring training.
Right.
And yet he walks twice the first game.
Well,
The veteran guys just.
Well, that's fine with me. I mean, you know, like I remember one time Lou Piniella asked me when they first got Ichiro, and he asked me, can this guy hit? Because he said, Dusty, all I've seen him do is get jammed on the inside with balls on the inside. And you don't know exactly what a guy might be working on in that situation. And, you know, Ichiro ended up, now he has 3,000 hits, you know what I mean? So that just shows you what veteran guys can, you know, are working on certain things. And yes.
Fifth consecutive home run on an opening day.
Really?
Annual tradition now. What do you see in him though in that appearance and just right now with that early?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's you know, he was the guy that was locked in first in spring training, and I had to kind of slow him down a little bit so he wouldn't get stale. And people were wondering about, hey man, should he save some? And I said, no, man, you got to perfect that, and you know, just let him keep on coming. And I think he got a little anxious early in the game when he had runners out there in first and second, but he was very, very patient. You know, because Phelps has been tough on him in his career. He don't have that many at bats, but he's been tough on him. So main thing is that, you know, he got us on the board, and that was big for us to make it a 2-1 ball game.
What did you think of his play defensively, especially the play?
Well, yeah, he made a couple nice plays out there, and he demonstrated plenty of arm, and he demonstrated an accurate arm. You know, like I said, most young shortstops, most of their errors come on throwing errors. You know, and but you know, he's been working on it, and he's going to get better and better, and the better he gets, the more comfortable he'll feel.
Thanks, Dusty.
Okay.